Hi, me again. We got a StarCraft 2 question. We don't get a lot of those, at least not in comparison to the Ask a Scientist question. We've gotten a lot of response to that, and I wanted to go ahead and address that one as quick as I could because it's actually kind of awesome. Um, Steve wanted to know what my personal favorite zerg build was, and I have absolutely no problem doing that because anyone playing with me can, just at the end go to build order and see what I did. But yeah, what I normally do is in terms of playing Zerg, I've been playing a lot on medium to practice my microing, and this is pretty much all I really play on medium now on co-op is this huge Zergling mass with speed. What I do is at 7 supply, I'll go ahead and drop a an extractor as soon as I can afford it. Now, what that usually means is I throw out one drone, then throw down the extractor as soon as I have the money. Then throw out drones as quick as I can, throw an overlord at 9. Then at 15, I'll throw a second hatchery. Now, I didn't say spawning pool. At 15, you throw a second hatchery. You get a couple more drones. At 16, you're going to throw a spawning pool. Um, while that's developing, usually somewhere in there is when you're going to get 100 gas. I only usually put one drone on harvesting gas, and they finish right at about that time. Then you're going to make an overlord. Uh, you get up to about 18 supply, and you then throw the second hatchery. Now, shortly after that, you're going to see your spawning pool pop up, and you can make the decision at that point on whether you want to throw a queen to try to get a lot initially, or if you're going to just continue to progress and throw out more hatcheries as time goes by. I like going queenless, but that's me. That's because I don't like having to go back and make her bite the hatcheries. Um, it's a very generic build. It enables you to get a lot of units out very fast. If you're playing against medium, the AI won't usually leave their base until 7 minutes and 4 seconds. By that point, it's not unheard of for me to have over 30 units. And the beauty of it is in the time it takes me to attack with those, I've got enough money to just go ahead, well, money, minerals, to just go ahead and start pounding those out. Another thing to remember on this is if you use some of these hatcheries to make other expansions, you have options from there. Since Zerglings are such a basic unit, you can go ahead and make a bunch of anything. You could tech up to roaches, you can tech up to mutalisks, you can tech up just about anything, and you'll have the minerals and drones to saturate your new expansion. But the problem that I have with that is I'm going to do that as soon as the Zerglings stop being effective. The problem is when you're talking about literally 100 Zerglings at a time attacking, they are massively effective, especially with the speed boost. Um, and in some cases, if you're playing with a partner and they have a gas intensive build, or they just by habit get more gas than they need, or you arrange it, you can just avoid the extractor altogether and just get 100 gas from them. By the time that you need it, it should be enabled within the game, and that will cut your problems with getting everything up and running to very, very minimal levels. So let me go through that build order again because I'm not going through and typing it like everyone else does. You can grab a pen and paper, God damn it. It's going to be it's a 7 extractor, 9 overlord, 15 hatchery, 16 spawning pool, 15 overlord, 18 hatchery, and then zerglings till morning. The important point to remember is somewhere in there you want to go ahead and hit that speed boost, that mega boost. A bunch of zerglings with a lot of speed with a lot of speed is devastating. Now you can do it without speed. I wouldn't recommend it because the speed boost just makes them so much more maneuverable, and it gives you an opportunity to just get the whole getting units thing out of the way and practice your microing. Um, you can also come up with some pretty sick combos with that, And just a reminder, these numbers are suggestions. The main thing to remember is the order, but it's something where if you see something that isn't working, or you have to improvise, go ahead and do that. Don't don't worry about, oh, okay, I'm ready to do that, but I haven't got that number yet. Don't worry about the numbers. The numbers are there because that's mathematically how I like them to fall out in my macro. Um, in terms of other races, I can go into that another time because I don't want to start delving into it too much. But for for Terrans, I have a love for the Banshee, and I've gotten to the point where up to very hard, well, very hard, it's kind of close. But with medium, I can have between 3 and 4 Banshees by the time first attack arrives at my base. Um, and with hard, I can have at least 2 or 3. So it's not bad. It's a good setup. They're in the air. If Zerg attacks you, they don't have anything that can shoot. You can just pick them off all day. In reference to humans, they're a little bit problematic with that. That's where you want to see if you can get the cloak at all in the early onset. And with the Protoss, as long as you can take out the stalkers, you're in the gold on that. It's just a matter of acing them before they get anything too valuable. The other thing is I'm a big fan of both Banshee harassment and full-on Banshee assaults. Um, for Banshee harassment, just get up near their mineral line, shoot up all their drones, and whenever anything comes to attack you, hit cloak. If it's early in the game, they're not going to be able to see you. So at that point, you can just pick off their entire armies with 2, 3, 4 ships. In terms of a full-on Banshee assault, if you give me 8 Banshees, I can stop the game. It's that simple. Once you get used to driving a Banshee across the board, they're not especially fast, especially when compared to like a Mutalisk, but they are really devastating on the ground. Everyone keeps saying, well, go to Queen. Well, that's why you have Cloak. And if you have a Queen and I have 2 Banshees, you have a dead Queen. And worst case scenario from my end, one of my Banshees will go away. Ooh. You got to remember at that point, the only thing that can really attack me in the air would be, oh, I can't remember the name of them. Not the spine crawlers, but the ones that attack air. Those are rare in the very beginning of the game. But and the other thing is queens. So in terms of Protoss, I really don't have a favorite unit. I kind of like the Void Rays, but they get really overdone. I'm big on playing defense with Protoss. If anything, I like to get the Zealots and then get them to rush. So I really hope that answered your question. I did have to answer one side comment that someone did ask me about, and that is why the quality of the videos are so crappy, and why I'm still using the filter, and why there's no good editing. There is no editing at all on these videos. I decided I wanted to go ahead and make it as much like a regular conversation as I could, so there's no editing. It's me just talking in front of the camera. I don't even type out what I'm going to say. It's very off the cuff, and I will try to remember things, and I'll keep notes and lay them out, but I don't really plan it out that much. I also, even though I can go over 15 minutes because my YouTube account will allow it, I try not to because, well, if anything gets that long, then you're really making a commitment to listen to someone that long, and especially if it's someone as boring as me. Uh, but yeah, it's really a matter of personal taste which unit you have, and if you have any questions about what I would do to get any particular unit, the one thing you do have to remember is I would rather have 2 units early than 6 units late. That's just me. Most of my builds can actually be used as rush builds against another person, except for my favorite one because it takes a little while to mature. But anyway, if anyone has any StarCraft 2 questions, Ask a Psychologist questions, or Ask a Scientist questions, shoot them over to me on Facebook in a message, or you can just direct message me here on YouTube if don't have me on Facebook, and I'll be more than happy to do my best to answer them. No question is really taboo, just make sure it's a question that you want the answer to. Um, and that should be pretty straightforward. Speaking of straightforward, whether you're straight, bi, or gay, it would be a good idea for everyone to stop by our sponsor, exoticenvy.com, because they have a toy to fit just about anything you want and at least 6 or 7 things you don't. And it's kind of a big selection. It's like a supermarket of freaky stuff. So if you're over 18, go over, give them a look. They add new products constantly, and it's something pretty interesting to check out. Thanks very much, and I hope everyone got something out of this, and have a great day.